Alright, y'all. It's lazy gaming time. Oh, let's start off with doing... you know what, let's do that later. Let's do some RTA. So, the start of RTA should be pretty smooth. I pretty much didn't play at all, and then I decayed down to silver, and then from there it was mostly a bunch of forfeits. You can see there, it was mostly just forfeits and free wins going up, so... We'll see. Around Plat is where I ended last time, so we'll see what we end up there. Oh no, he's taking tank team. Okay. Well, in that case, we'll do that. Then we'll go Etheria and Tsukiyomi. He took my tank team from me, but I don't have Tiamat, but I want to try a tank team. It's kind of what I have set up and ready to go. Didn't ban Messiah, so... should pretty much be over. Oh, we'll see, because we're gonna get bloodbathed, I'm pretty sure. Didn't matter, GG. And they didn't have any excuses, they were rank 100 as well. Now that I think about it, I probably want like a third speed buffer. Well, I don't know, maybe not. Yeah, let's take my Holden, let's take my Viper, and then from here I'll probably slap on a DPS, because without Tiamat they can easily just... oh, they took Rosa too? What the hell? Well, shit. Alright, Yelly it is. Question is, who's gonna be faster? I probably care more about this one. We can strip Messiah. And they did ban Lily, so Yelly is probably going down here. Yeah, because Holden gear is really bad. It's basically just stack a lot of defense, but it's slow as shit. It's also not even fully upgraded because I wasn't really committing to it. But double DPS here, pretty bad. Especially because he has speed buff, and I have speed break. There's finally my gigabyte going. Which I'm now remembering I don't have Amber on Holden, which I should. Let's bring Holden back. We can strip and speed break there for funsies. Those artisans are thick. And that Messiah is pretty fast too. He doesn't have invincibility anymore, which is cool. So we'll probably just start going for that boy. They surrendered, they didn't want to play against it anymore. That's so funny. The king picking Yelly. Confirm, baby. Alright, when we can, we're just gonna go for cleave and try and push our way out of gold. I'd like to try and go surpass my my peak when pretty much the game started, which was Plat 3. But we take Rosa, we take Mio, wherever she is, Mio. And then the last pick, I don't know. I do Viper. Yeah, I forgot, I should start running Yelly instead of Rosa. Let's just pick Sonya for fun. Throw him off a loop. They banned my Suki, that probably means a fast Kachi. Or fast Kazu. Or fast Link. Really any of them. And they're all on Gigabyte. Damn. That's smart. Who do I care more about? You. And Nobody else matters here. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. And she's dead. That's all that mattered. Did we hit the speed break on Ling at least? There's at least a chance for me then. Nope, no speed break on Ling. Oh wait, it doesn't really matter though. You guys are low health. And we did overtake actually, because of the speed buff. GG. Alright, what are we picking? Lily? Lily, okay. Let's take... We're gonna go double speed here again. Let's take that. Let's take that. See what he picks. Viper's still a solid like take, even if I ended up going into a cleave comp here. Probably save Mio for last. Really, I should just start using Obol instead of Mio. Ooh, Rahu, you've got a real tank. Real tanker. Real tanker with his own CC and big strips. Big strips, and he's got real damage too. So we'll see. This is like what a real tank team would look like just because he has Rahu. Rahu is good. Nahor's interesting, but he has no sustain, so that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and steal off of Nahor. Hit him with the break. Fuck, they have a bunch of gigabytes. Annoying. I didn't get to smack him yet. There's Kloss with big breaks. As well as Rahu's just follow-up went crazy. Just got the CC freeze. Nasty. And already that's so much damage. What the fuck happened there? I cleansed and then died anyway. There's really nothing to strip. If you strip here, you could kill Mio. Just wanted to block, I guess. Well, because you guys have these defense buffs, I think I'll strip here. Oh yeah, I forgot he's blocked right now. That was a terrible pick. What a waste of an ult. Nahor should just have an S1 up, right? Defense break. Nice. If I can, I'd like to freeze you. Silence Kloss. Wait, she has to S1 here. Man, this Nahor's annoying. I don't know if his S3 is up already again. It's not, so next turn it'll be up. What a big break there. Rahu already ulted, so I shouldn't have to worry about that. And now that he's artisan there... Strip again, get rid of the shields. He actually whiffed 2 of the freezes. He did hit 2 key targets there though, especially Sonya. She can't hit Holden here. Actually, I don't think it matters who she hits because Viper could just follow up and kill her. Cool with that. I figured that was gonna happen. I don't know if his ult is up yet, but I'd rather silence here. Now he's silenced, he can only defense break here. Okay, he didn't even have ult up yet. A pretty simple stuff there. We'll steal off Rahu. He's up there a little bit. GG. Alright, so this will be part 1 recording. I'm gonna try and, like, way off. I'm gonna try and do more RTA tomorrow, and then, I'll probably skip ahead and splice it all together. Just kind of to show as a proof of concept. It's hot in here and I don't want to sit here doing RTA for much longer, and I'm feeling like complete shit, so be back, hopefully at a much higher rank. All right, new day, new cut. We're back. And yeah, this is where we ended up. let's just use me as an example. Don't wait until the last day to do, or literally like the last couple of days to do RTA. Based on those last 3 games that I did just the other night, those were the last matches I did, and I think it's a decent indicator that I definitely could have kept on pushing higher. Definitely at least to high tier diamond, and then maybe into master. Definitely not with the time frame I had left, so don't wait until last minute. Push yourself up higher, and don't let yourself decay all the way down to silver, even if it is an easy 2k points there. So then I just kind of wanted to show off the gear and setups that I had on all my characters, just kind of what I ended up on. I went through some of my gear and I changed out some things throughout those matches. You can see basically when my Holden changed over into Bloodbath and when Messiah ended up changing into Law of Silence, which was pretty hit or miss. Sometimes it actually came up kind of useful. He was able to kind of, be a somewhat tanky DPS just to hopefully get in one decent cleave in there. But CC teams are just complete hell, and I think that's pretty much the dominating meta, is just spam a bunch of CC. I'm curious if I built out like full bulwark on like a bunch of cleavers, if that would potentially be able to counter out the CC meta, but not really sure there. But anyway, you can see stats here on Messiah, especially for his set. It was like very just like rushed and put together, so it's not even remotely ideal stats, but we rolled with what we had. I mean, this is rolled into effect resistance and HP, and yeah, that's it. It was Fury, Keen Eye, Fury Edge. Why? Because that's the Law of Silent shell that I had that stuff. Lily, I'm really not sure how I want to approach the speed. I don't know, not really tuning, but just how I set up all my speed, because you can see here, I can probably pump out a little more speed here, but she's pretty low. Only around, what is that, like 290? And then right here, Suki on 287, because I was pretty much just like, if they ban or pick, Lily, then I would have at least another pocket, like kind of like free ban for them to kind of go for, which is the speed buffer. But basically I split up their sets, so that way they're kind of more equal speed. But if I put on like my fastest stuff, and I think I can push it just a little higher, but let's see, where is it? It is right here. I can actually bump Lily probably to about 309, and then maybe if I mix some things around and then throw back on Swift, then I can do about 320 speed. But then that would mean Suki would be really, really slow. I wouldn't really have like another fallback plan as far as like a faster unit, so not really sure how I should go about there. Maybe I'm currently back in Doki Mine, so maybe I pray on a better speed roll somewhere. Ling, I don't think she came up very often, maybe in a couple matches. She's definitely not for PvP whatsoever, but if she ever came up, then that's what I had. We had Swift and Time Weave, definitely not ideal for PvP. And then Holden, my bread and fucking butter. Please game, give me Tia and Rahu somewhere in the future, because so many times people would just either take, if they took Holden, I had to pivot off of pretty much my only working strat at this point, which is to do some form of a tank meta. Getting another tank would be great, but this is what I'm rolling right now. I can definitely make him do more damage by giving him more defense, by doing different sets, but I feel like just having him really fast was really useful. Obviously, putting him on something like Strive would be really good too. I don't think Bramble's the play whatsoever. He already has a counter. It's just a little more defense, and if he ends up just getting like CC'd or pushed back a lot, then he's not going to really have any strong way of combating that if he's running like Bramble Bloodbath instead. And then I did opt for Swift Smite rather than Kalass for, again, the speed. I'm wondering if I swap this out for Kalass just for that slight edge in effect resistance, but I just don't trust effect resistance like that unless you can stack like a lot of it. And I think at most it gives like 20-25%. I don't think that's going to be too game changing with these like 320 speed pluses Kazus with 200 effect accuracy. Because if I added, say, another 20% here, bringing it to 50, that's still 150%, even if on like assuming the worst as far as effects landing formula, that would be a 1.5x rate, which would be 45%, right? Say 65%, 45% chance to slumber, so half of that would be about 22. Still be looking at about a 67, roughly 70% chance of still landing. And that's only assuming that they only have 200% effect accuracy. So regardless, I don't really like my odds there. I like the speed. One thing I really want to try and build out for next season is Strive sets. I'm not sure how Strive really interacts with CC. From what some other people have told me, that Freeze probably will completely counter it because you can't get turn pushed whatsoever while you're frozen. But any other form of CC, you might still get a push off of Strive. So Strive could actually be a really good option rather than just building up for speed. But I don't know. Anyway. I broke one of my core tenets of the game, and I spent Animus on getting another dupe of Holden here. I just love him so much. He's honestly MVP for my PvP. So yeah, I definitely I do not regret spending that Animus there. But yeah, that's his stats. In total, 81% crit rates, about 2,900 defense, a little bit of HP. We look here, we went pretty classic, you know, running a crit rates and then a double defense, and then I tried to get the best speed that I possibly could, and that was pretty much it. Some of them did roll luckier than others, but yeah, it's pretty much just look for speed. After playing a lot in the RTA now, I can confidently say I think effect resistance on a lot of these pieces will be really nice, as well as, of course, HP is huge just to help counteract revelation spamming a little bit. And then Amber, I'm not sure. I can't really reliably farm Rango Inferno anyway, so it doesn't really apply to me whatsoever. But I'm curious if Lighthouse is the better option, mostly because of just how like short that cooldown is. But honestly, I don't know if I'll include any of the games in today's video, but Amber sometimes just took the game. They like wiped everybody else, and then Amber pops off on Holden, and then he just wipes the team. And yeah, Amber's great. Suki just, you know, garbage generic speed. She's on Codex because it's like my fastest shell, or at least one of my fastest. And then Cleaves are on Cleave stuff. This is all PvE stuff though. The only one who isn't on like full on PvE, I would say, is Yeli. But if you know me, you know I have spent 0 prowess on Yeli, so she's got completely nothing. So she just has this like Swift, Fury, Kenai set. So it's cool. Ideally, it probably would have been Fury Harvest, because you get the extra, whatever it is, damage or defense ignore, whatever it might be, on Harvest. So for PvP, I would definitely want Harvest instead. And then we got Viper, classic boy. What a goat. He's on Alicorn. Once again, this is just, you know, how the dice rolled as far as what shells actually got these set pieces that I wanted. So we got a Swift Bloodbath Coloss Alicorn. And we're running Swift Bloodbath Coloss, and he's great. He's tanky, he's annoying as fuck, his silences come in clutch, his strips are great, his speed break, invaluable. And his attack break is also very nice, just to help stack alongside Holden's attack break, mostly again for Revelation. Once you bring that attack down, it's really huge, helps you pretty much all of your units tank out a rev hit, except for super squishies like speed buffers like Lily. And then finally, Sonya. Now, I don't have enough, you know, gear and shells and whatnot to try out exactly everything that I want to try. There's so many things I would love to just try out and see what actually works. So I pretty much just went with something and I was like, this is what I have. I'm going to bank on it. We're going to see how it works. So a lot of ideas. I kind of already brought up a few of them, but like Strive would be very nice. Getting her to push up a lot more. Fantastic. That's why Gigabyte is crazy good. Obviously, Alicorn would be great in case she gets CC'd, because when she's CC'd, she's worthless, but any other time she isn't CC'd, Gigabyte is fucking, it is hardcore pulling. If you could just throw Gigabyte on everybody and nothing else was going to be like better in slot, I'd take Gigabyte. It's insanely good. Yeah, I would like to try out Strive. I would like to, not Bramble so much. Bramble will proc her turn push on her skill 1, but it won't proc her passive to actually, let me find the right thing. But I won't actually proc her passive to heal, so it'll help her take turn, but at the same time, I feel like you could just take Strive then, and she'll be able to tank the hits. I am curious about trying, because her heals aren't like amazing. They're still really good, even on this set, if you could already see. But you're not getting like full heals. Put myself in frame a little more. But Wellspring would be really good. Just having more HP, so she'll scale her heals more, and she will still be able to help fill out some of that tankiness, some of that bulk that Bloodbath is giving her here. It could potentially even be better, because for the most part, a lot of the reasons you're dying to damage / cleave in PvP is most likely because of Rev, which is all, you know, true damage. It doesn't give a shit about your defense. You just need to stack HP to counter that anyway. So they might actually somewhat be equal in that aspect as far as running Well or Bloodbath, but Well would offer you bigger heals, The only real other loss would be the 18% effect res, which at that point, who cares? And then Ether Plague again, I'm not really sure what would be her best one. In fact, I'm sure it won't show you here. See, what will it show me? In late stage, it says Cure Swift. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to show PvP anyway. But, not Coloss Guard, but anything that would give more speed, I think could also be good. I wish there was like a Inferno set that was speed HP. That'd obviously be cracked, so effect accuracy does nothing here. It's just here for some more HP, and that's pretty much it. Right next to Holden, Sanya is absolutely MVP of the team, of my units, and I definitely can't fucking wait till we get another like really strong healer. Maybe not so much on Ling's level, but I don't know, I just really like Sanya. I like Sanya a lot more than I like Ling now, even though Ling is still really good in most situations. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Towards the end on those last matches, those are pretty much my core units there, so if I, you know, wasn't getting those units, I would have to pivot into hoping I outspeed in some capacity and then cleave. But otherwise, yeah, I really liked this team. It was so much fun. It's why I really want to get Tiamat, Rahu. I was really hoping that one leaked Dark LD was going to be our next one, but unfortunately it's going to be Lillian, and she seems to be crazy for PvP. But anyway, that's completely unrelated. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. Ending on Diamond, it was a Diamond 1. Not bad. With that final push though, I can confidently say that I think that, and maybe I'm dead wrong, I think that the top of the meta leaderboard right now is most likely going to have been fast CC spam. CC spam just seemed to pretty much be the prevalent strategy in almost every fight I did. It was some combination of Kazu, Obel, Nahor, Mio, all super fucking annoying. And normally in like card games, I really do like control playstyles, but in the CC control playstyle, it's just kind of boring. It's what kind of why I like the tank playstyle. It's still control in a different aspect, you know, but at the same time, there's still interactivity. You know, people are still kind of playing against each other and thinking and strategizing different things. Whereas with CC, it's you get CC'd and then you wait until the game's over. So I'm after doing the harder push toward the end there, I'm definitely excited to see how they end up mixing up the PvP strategy, the meta. I'm really curious how they're going to end up balancing everything. I kind of want to see things hit, but at the same time, I'm really iffy on them hitting a lot of things. Mostly things we've grinded for. You know, I'd hate to see my Bloodbath sets get hit, like all of my gear, and potentially make them not even remotely viable anymore. Yeah, we'll see. I'm a lot more excited to see the next coming season now, which will be in 3 days. I guess I didn't account for the fact that there might be a cooldown period. So yeah, 3 days of cooldown, and then we will get to see the big stuff. I think that probably is going to line up with the banner. So with the new banner, there should be a pretty hefty patch coming in. You know, we'll definitely be covering that. We'll definitely be seeing that. You know, keep your papers peeled. But until next time, thanks everybody for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.